Hello and welcome to our in-flight movie number 4. Tonight I'm going to be showing you some books on learning to read, and then as your kids grow and develop and get into chapter books, so different chapter books and things that we have too. I'm going to start with probably our simplest things, our phonics readers. Now even within that it's a little bit varied. The title's going to give you a big clue on the difficulty. So Fox on a Box, you have a lot simpler words. Splat, hungry fox sits on the box. And this one does have flaps. Only a few of the phonics readers have flaps. Most of them don't. So Fox on a Box is one, and then like Hyena Ballerina is one, and that was if you just look at the words and the title, how that is to read, that one's going to be just a little bit more difficult. But these do have really fun, bright, awesome illustrations that are really engaging, especially for reluctant readers who are kind of struggling with wanting to figure out those words and still want a lot of things to see and engage them on the page. Our phonics readers also come in a few different combined volumes where you get 6 stories in one for the price of just over 2 of the regular books. So it's really, really great deal, and something that especially if you have several children, can be passed on, and those are hardcover and they're really going to hold up. Okay, then our next books, we have a few different, these are called dual readers. There's Farmyard Tales, there's Fairy Tales, there's Princess Stories, and Train Stories. I think there might be one more I'm missing. But how these work is they have also pretty simple to read, but it's kind of a neat idea. Your child, when they're learning to read, can just read the top of the page, and then there's keep going and just skip the bottom. See how it's longer? It's going to be a simpler, shorter phrase on the top of the page. It's still going to make sense read alone. So when your child's learning to read, it's less overwhelming. Then either mom and dad could take turns, and they could read the top, and you could read the bottom. Or when you're reading it to them, you could read it all. There's also a fun little duck to find in each page for your toddler little brother or sister who may be listening or reading along too, to be able to find. This one also happens to come, Bible stories, that's the other one, come with a CD so they can listen and follow along, which my kids love to do. And then when they're learning to read and pick up on the words, they're going to start following along the words too. And that's also a really great strategy for learning to read in general, and especially reluctant readers. So we have that. Then we have this series, Read with Usborne. This has 4 different levels, and there's many books on each level. They just released a whole bunch more. And so it's going to be simpler things and less words on the level 1s. And I like these books are really great. They're only $3.99. So it's nice to get a whole bunch of them. Level 2 is going to be a little bit longer, a little bit more words on each page, a little bit longer words. Level 3 is starting to be more like a chapter book level, but it's still looking more like a picture book, so you just kind of never know with your child what, sometimes they get intimidated by the chapter books and aren't wanting to read them even though they could, and so this kind of a thing's going to be good for them, and especially because this even goes to a level 4, which is, this is like a 3rd to 4th grade level, but in a more picture book, fun, bright, colorful format, and just shorter altogether if also the length of a chapter book is sort of intimidating. So it's great for learning to read. It's great for reluctant readers, or just having some short things to be reading and practicing, or maybe you have less time or you have retention issues where a chapter book is hard, then these are going to be really great for that too. So then moving on to our chapter books, we do have these 2 different series, and these characters are very interconnected. Billy B. Brown and Hey Jack. And Billy B. Brown is very much like a Junie B. Jones, but I would say it's much more kinder, and the books just really, both of them, they really have great morals and lessons to learn. And you can buy them separately, or you can buy the whole set and save some money. So those They all still have little pictures hiding and they don't have a ton of words on a page, and so that's about a second grade level. That's really great for kids who are wanting to jump into chapter books but aren't really quite ready for real chapter books. These are beginners. Okay, then I'm just going to show you a few other different things we have that are kind of in between, maybe like a third grade level, a lot of third to fourth. Fizz the Police Dog, that's a series. Billy B, as she gets older, now has a mystery series. That's pretty fun. This is our Pet Vet series. This is the Mare's Tale. There's different animals that this vet is helping, so those animal lovers are going to love that. Pirate Brother. This little boy is a magical cape, and there's a few in this series too, all different things that he and his brother turn into. Bear Grylls Adventure, if you've heard of Bear Grylls at all, or your kids are just like adventure things, and this has really fun illustrations in it too. Almost all of our chapter books, until it gets to like pretty high level, still include pictures, which is really fun. Okay, all these really fun girly things. Secret Mermaid, Fairy Ponies, Fairy Unicorns, and these ones, even the pages, can't quite know if you can quite tell, the pages are tinted with color, which is kind of fun. EJ12 Girl Hero, if your daughter likes a little more adventure-y. And then this is probably about a 5th grade, and this too, 4th to 5th. Ella Diaries is fun, and that even, look inside, they just make it a lot more fun and engaging to read. That's not just words on white paper. Okay, then a few of our older books. Impossible Quest is kind of more of a magical aspect if your child likes like Harry Potter kind of a thing. Star of Del Tora, and kind of a female adventurer. That's really fun. Our True Stories series, there are true stories. This is kind of like a very upper elementary or junior high level even, and then there's on all kinds of topics on this like gangster and polar and crime detection and a whole bunch on that are, but you can tell it's much so these ones are getting beyond the pictures, but for more junior high level. Oh, and then back to the pictures. We have a few that are a little more comic booky, graphic novel-y. We have this one's like a true graphic novel. There's several now of well-known stories. This is Robin Hood. Kind of fun. But then this, Billy and the Mini Monsters. 2 is just kind of a younger one. It's silly. That, and then Wheel Nuts 2 has like some paragraphs and then lots of color and things mixed in. So there are many, many more, and you are welcome to ask me for recommendations on those and on reading levels and interest levels and all that. So I hope you enjoyed seeing some of our books on learning to read and chapter books.